If you're engineering prompts consistently for your AI operation, this video is for you. You might be confused on how to properly systematize your prompt engineering, or maybe you're concerned that what you're doing isn't high leverage. You'll learn the fundamental truths behind AI prompt engineering that will take your processes to the next level. Let's get into it. It starts with a debate I had with someone on threads.com. This person said AI isn't the future, the mind behind AI is. The best thinkers, not best prompt engineers, will win. To that I said, to be a great prompt engineer, it requires the highest level thinking imaginable. Take uploading social media content for example. There is a low barrier to entry to post, but a higher barrier to entry to generate good content that gets traction. The same concept applies for prompt engineering. Let me expand on this. The reason people don't get the most out of low barrier leverage is because they see inputs as linear processes. But the truth is, not all inputs are linear, especially inputs dealing with high leverage mechanisms. Humans don't get a grasp on this truth until they try monetizing it and face the harsh reality. Let me conclude this. If high leverage work was so easy, we'd all be successful. But unfortunately, only those with very unique experiences and expertise get the most out of this leverage. Because AI is the newest and most valuable form of leverage in today's era, it will require higher level thinking and excruciating deliberate repetition. And then the publisher responded saying, interesting argument, that great prompt engineering signals elevated intelligence and an understanding of leverage. I still think tools can scale output without deepening the mind behind them. Just look at the AI SaaS boom. The essence of my point is, if we focus too much on squeezing output from AI, we risk missing the chance to get more out of ourselves. And that's where the most successful will live, which aligns with your point on true leverage. To that I said, your take isn't incorrect, but the AI SaaS boom was simply taking advantage of a trend while it existed. Catching trends is a skill, but to constantly keep an eye on market trends is a short-term play rather than a long-term play. Long-term decisions come from identifying a gap in the market, which there always is in every industry. Now here are people I've helped with this problem. Ralph, Barb, Avish, and the list goes on. These are AI agency owners and they were working backwards till I helped them. I'm going to give you all of the insights away for free in this video so you can start applying it ASAP. Now you may ask, what's the real barrier to AI leverage? Ego. People think they have better ideas, but everyone does. We all know execution wins, but where should people start? It starts with actually identifying a gap in the market by taking a market-first and problem-first approach instead of a product-first and solution-first approach. When you think you have a better idea than the rest of the market, that's what sets you back. In reality, everyone's just moving the needle forward, solving for new gaps in the market. Technology is moving quicker than ever before because of AI, but this doesn't mean to build off impulses. The ones iterating product efficiently are the ones getting instant feedback from their customer base. Now, are people mistaking low barrier input for high leverage output? Yes. We live in an era where narcissism, sociopathy, and neuroticism is at an all-time high. Why? Social media primarily. Self-improvement gurus, motivational talks, and the grass being greener in all directions. Humans know there is a lot of competition with AI, yet they still believe their ideas surpass everyone else's. It's delusion at its finest. Once you find what to work on and who to work with, cut out excess social stimuli as much as possible and work as hard as you can. Now, why isn't everyone winning with AI if it's so easy? They can't see what the winners can see. The winners figured out how to win by not focusing on the destination. They focus on the processes and upgrading their identity. They studied high-level workers and realized that everything we do is a game. The game we choose to play is what decides the outcome of our life. They also understand the importance of collaboration. They've realized that no successful person is self-made. By playing a game that's high leverage, long-term, and collaborative, they reap the fruits of their labor in dividends. Now, what makes leverage actually work? The secret people don't talk about is looking at high leverage inputs as non-linear the moment you see them. The study of microeconomics doesn't apply to high leverage, where if you do X, you get Y. Getting the most out of high leverage boils down to this formula: who you communicate with, what you repeatedly do, and how obsessed you are. If you form your character in a way that inevitably adapts to becoming a prompt engineer at the highest level, you will get the output you're seeking. Be a student always. Approach people as if they know something you don't, even if you have more resources than they do. Now, was the AI SaaS boom just trend chasing? Yes. In this scenario, inputs really were linear, giving you an output you were seeking. Did they solve problems? Yes. Did they capitalize? Yes. But were they easily replaced? Yes. This market was first to market, so they were able to get away with kindergarten implementations. Yes, a toddler could have done what they did if they knew how to step into the market the same way. Being trend-oriented is a game that'll make you rich but not wealthy. Wealth comes from mastering a singular technical creative skill that continues to compound, whilst getting their specific market to know, like, and trust them to get transactions. Now, here's why catching trends isn't a long-term strategy. Anything long-term involves creating an asset. If you're catching a trend with mediocre product, you get the short-term win for being first to market. Being able to identify trends and take advantage of them is a skill, but you actually have a lower chance of succeeding if you are constantly competing with other humans instead of nature. There's power, and then there's force. Being trend-oriented is force, not power. The people playing wealth creation games are not thinking in days or months. They're thinking in years and decades. Now, how do you build leverage from experience? This is the leverage trifecta: proficiency, processes, and people. From experiences, you form better judgment. Every tribulation you're able to overcome is data you now apply to your judgment. Judgment is also formed from learning foundational skills that continues to compound and get applied. Most successors go through this cycle, which is represented here. Very few skip straight to pro just by sticking to foundational skills. Now, here's why deep thinking still matters in the AI era. You need pattern recognition coming from intuitive intelligence. This doesn't fall from the sky. It takes deliberate practice. Just like building any skill, building the habit of leveraging AI will take pure discipline in the beginning until it becomes seamless later. Learn how to sell, learn how to operationalize, and then learn how to build. Now, where do long-term wins really come from? Compounding every asset in your life that creates wealth. Being able to work in isolation and collaborate in person. Sticking to singular habits and synthesizing in categories instead of indulging in over-information. Avoiding temptations of quick, short-term wins and sticking to the long-term plan. Understanding how you rationalize your decisions from positive and negative associations, and how to combat your emotions with logical choice. I hope you guys found this valuable. If you did and you want to see more of me on your home feed, hit that subscribe button. Take care.